Hi, for my memoir, I'm going to talk about how receiving an electronic keyboard for Christmas changed my life. I titled this digital literacy narrative Dreaming of Music because music is a passion of mine as well as its take from my favorite song called Dreaming of You by Selena. Selena was my favorite artist as well as my biggest role model. She was beautiful, talented, and looked just like me. If she could do it, then so could I. The song Dreaming of You was my most favorite song when I was younger. I played it 24/7 and drove my parents crazy. Here's a little snippet of my favorite song. Late at night when all the world is sleeping, I stay up and think of you. And I wish on a star that somewhere you are thinking of me too. 'Cause I'm dreaming of you tonight. This is actually still one of my favorite songs to this day, and I still play her album in my car. When I was 5 or 6 years old, my parents gifted me my first and only electronic keyboard. It was everything I wanted and more. Receiving this keyboard meant I was going to be a star, and from that day forward, I based all my decisions on music and incorporating it into my life. I played with the keyboard all day and all night and trying to figure out all of the buttons that it came with. Around that time, karaoke started to become really popular with my family and their friends. Everywhere we went, I was always singing karaoke. Here I am singing karaoke again. In elementary school, I started to do more with music and begged my parents to sign me up for piano lessons as well as voice lessons. I also started to sing in music class and eventually perform in front of the whole school when I was in the fourth grade. It was such a scary moment, but loved every minute of it, and decided I liked the stage and wanted to perform more. About 3 months later, still in the fourth grade, I recorded some songs, voice lessons. One of the songs is called Part of Your World from the Little Mermaid movie. You might have heard of it. But here's a little snippet of me playing the piano and singing the song. Look at this stuff, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the girl who has everything? Look at this trove, treasures untold. How many wonders can one cabin hold? Looking around here, you think, sure, she's got everything. I actually went on to perform this song a year later at a variety show in the fifth grade. That was another amazing moment in my life. After that, I was hooked on becoming a performer. Throughout middle school and high school, I did everything I could to be involved with music. I joined the band, played the flute for 3 years, I joined two different choirs, and I tried to act in all of the musicals that were available. After high school, unfortunately, I kind of fell off of music a little bit, and it wasn't much of a priority. But then, when I was about 20 years old, I went to a party and befriended some guys who were messing with the keyboard and who were coming up with some melodies, and that is how I met my ex-boyfriend. I told him I sang it, and we hit it off. From then on, we started to create music, which was a really fun experience. And here is one of the tracks that we actually came up with. So here's a sample. Don't know what I want right now. I'm trying to stay true. This was actually the very first track I recorded and was featured on. It's called Good Question, and it's by the group Sweet School. After we broke up, unfortunately, I started working and traveling more for work. I'm a corporate bartender trainer, so whenever they needed me to open a new restaurant, I was there. I started to travel more often, and I was on the road more than I was home, unfortunately. I started to forget about my passions about singing and wanted to become a musician. Now I took a hiatus from work. I told him I wanted to figure out myself and my passions, and I moved to Florida and I'm starting out anew. I just bought a guitar so that I can get into music again, and I am on the search for a new electronic keyboard to put in my house. I would like to start living the dream again and incorporating music as much as it was in my life beforehand.